Hernandez and Mike Gaffney. Please enjoy the show.
Yo,
yeah, I just had to start the recorder.
yo.
Do you hear me? You don't hear me? Talk.
No.
No?
Let me just go to settings. Hold on. I don't think it's on. I think it's on me.
All right. Let me go to my settings.
Input. Put.
You got me?
Hold on. Input. I don't know.
I don't know why you don't got me.
Output. Output would be that, right?
Output.
And input.
You.
Hello?
Yeah, you don't have me? Hello?
Hello?
No? I don't know. Let me.
Hello?
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 Hello? I hear you.
Yo.
I hear you.
It's not working.
Hold up.
Can we disconnect and try again?
Try that.
All right. Hello?
Hello, you got me?
Hello?
You don't have...
No, it's not.
I hear you.
All I hear on my end is, and I hear you going way in the background. I hear you.
Really? I hear you clear.
Sure it's not that mic?
Well, no, it's just a mixer. It's just...
I can hear you, but so not loud. That's it. And I hear a lot of static.
A lot of static. I hear zero static. Let me...
What?
I hear zero static.
I hear a lot of static, and I don't hear you at all. Very little.
All right, hold on. Hit audio video. Up on the top.
Got it.
And now...
It says microphone, built-in microphone, which is not.
Built-in, switched out to your mic that you have plugged in.
Okay, I did that.
Got me now?
And speaker is headphones, which is right.
For some reason, your voice sounds like... Wait, talk again.
What?
Talk again.
Hello?
Do you hear me?
Dude, when I tell you, do I hear you so low?
Dude, your voice sounds like you have helium in your mouth.
It's not me.
So wait, you have your microphone?
Camera time, faced. Hold on. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna shut everything down and try again. All right?
Okay.
Okay. I'm shutting it all down.
Okay. Oh my God! I don't know if you guys heard that. It sounded to me like he had helium on. Okay, Mike Gaffney's calling back now. Yo.
We should be good.
You got me?
No, we're not good.
No?
Fuck, man.
You still...
I don't hear you, bro. And I just put everything on. Headphone settings, micro, everything's the same.
Okay, give me 1 second.
It's got to be this new mic.
You can't hear me at all?
Dude, you are so low and the static is so high.
Yeah, but I don't get how my end would affect your end because I'm totally hearing you fine.
Well, I don't hear you.
Go into your Skype settings again.
Yeah,
Your audio video.
It's not helping.
Go into your Skype settings, audio video.
Hold on.
You sound like a fucking. Your voice is all high.
Dude, I can't do this. It's not working.
I'm gonna hook it up the old way and I'll call you back.
What?
I'll call you back.
Got it. Hello?
Yo, you got me now?
Whoa, fuck yeah, I got you. Hot. Coming in hot. Holy shit.
Coming in hot.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, so much better.
No, it's weird though. You sound like a munchkin still.
Really?
Yeah, you sound like you've taken some helium.
Well, that's because I took some helium.
All right, we'll do this podcast with this voice, but
Really? Are you serious? It's because it's... It's got to be. Is it recording like that? I mean, I know you're hearing it. Can you listen to it and see if it sounds like I'm fucking helium?
Yeah, and you're repeating sometimes too. All right, hold on.
Because I said that 3 times in a row.
Okay, hold up. I'm gonna stop the recording and listen back.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Let me give it a shot for something.
Okay.
Just try something.
Yeah, it was just funny. It was just like this chipmunk voice. You're like, hello. I just couldn't do it.
Well, I don't want to do it. So
No, I mean, it would have been an interesting podcast if we ignored it. So it's the microphone that was doing. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Did you try unplugging it and plugging it back in and shit?
Let me. Okay. A second. I was very technical. I didn't write it all down. Hold on.
Technical Joe, that's what they call me.
Is it?
Yeah, in tech circles. Not in regular circles.
I can't hear you because I have the wrong headset in.
I know, I'm just talking to the listeners at home.
All right, good. Keep talking.
I'm trying to. I'm just waiting for you. One day we'll get this podcast smooth.
I don't hear a word you're saying.
I know you don't hear a word I'm saying. I'm just, I don't want to get into a conversation. Hello?
Chipmunk?
You there?
Hello. Oh.
Say a few things.
It's either I'm a chipmunk or I'm not a fucking chipmunk. It's really simple.
Yeah, you're a chipmunk, man. You got to go back to your other mic. Your mic must be fucked up.
Fucking insane. That. Why would this stop doing normal? Why would it just stop?
I don't know, man.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. But we'll have to deal with the other microphone. It wasn't too bad.
It's over, man. It's over. I'm not doing it.
All right.
Hello?
You there?
You there?
Yeah. For new listeners, this is not every week. But
we're going to keep this running the whole time for them?
Yeah.
Oh, good. How about now?
I think it's a little better.
I can't hear you because I don't have the earpiece in.
Oh. You need to. Oh, yeah. You had the wrong earpiece in. Because. What?
Is this better?
I think it's better.
Okay.
All right, guys. Welcome to All in Our Heads podcast.
Fuck me.
I'll probably trim a little of that. That's like 4 minutes.
I hope to God. If we left it running for all the technical difficulties, it would be about an hour and 15 minutes of a podcast before they heard anything.
Yeah. So we'll have to troubleshoot your microphone or get you a new microphone by next week.
My son has a really nice one, but I don't have enough time to get him to come in here with it.
Gotcha.
He would give me a hard time just if I asked him.
Okay.
But maybe I'll have a little cushion before the next time, and I'll say, hey, man, can I use your
microphone?
Yeah, microphone for this.
Okay.
Because he puts it in and out. He's always on my computer, so he might have fucked up some inputs. I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know.
I don't know. But we're back. It's day after the last debate. Did you watch the debate on TV?
Of course.
I thought it was the most insane debate I've ever seen in my life.
You know why I like watching it?
Why?
Because I enjoy ulcers.
Oh, it gave you an ulcer?
It just gets me aggravated.
I was bored.
I get aggravated because no one is saying anything, man.
That's it. Neither one of them answers a straight question.
And I don't like. It was
almost comical. It's like, hey, Donald Trump, can you tell us about taxes? He's like, yeah, ISIS is cutting off our heads.
Yeah, I know. It's like.
And then even when they go to Hillary, can you tell us about the deleted emails? I've been good for children. I've fought for What are you guys talking about?
It's like, are you guys hearing our questions? I think maybe they're not hearing our questions. I think what I was telling this one, me and my father we weren't arguing, but we were like in a heated conversation. I believe that they should just turn a couple things. My father said something really good. He's like, they should put them in a room, just them two and a moderator, no audience, so they can feed off these claps and this fucking love they get off the audience, and make them answer the question, and after 2 minutes they don't answer it, their mic goes off. No more. We don't hear you anymore.
Yeah, shut the mic off.
The camera's not even on you. We don't see your lips moving. We don't know what the fuck you're saying over there, so shut your face.
Yeah, I think he did fluster her by bringing all her husband's rape accusers to sit in the audience.
Yeah, of course.
That definitely worked. She looked flustered.
Absolutely. But you know what was sickening is to hear like the right-wing news outlets be like, you know what? it's not a stunt. These women need a voice. Like, wait a minute, man. All of these women have spoken in front of millions of people 20 years ago. This is not like a brand new thing that's unearthed.
Right.
And we're letting these women get their voices heard finally. They've been heard for 25 fucking years. So don't say it's not a stunt. At least be honest.
Right.
So, like when the panel was going off after the debates, they were like, I forget who the moderator was. It was like, listen, I'm saying it was a stunt. And the guy, Trump's former campaign manager, was like, no, well, you know what? It wasn't a stunt when you asked a question at the end of the last debates or whatever they did. And he's like, yeah, it was a stunt. But like he said it, like, yeah, that was a stunt. Now you have to say yours was a stunt. We got it. That was a stunt. Go. Yours is a stunt.
Yeah.
No, not a stunt. And then the woman, this cunt who I hate, was like, you know what? That is insensitive to women for you to call their voices a stunt. No, it was insensitive to use them in that manner.
Right.
That was insensitive.
Yeah.
To put them up with Donald Trump sitting between these women was the most insensitive thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That was such a ploy.
Yeah.
They were used. Those women were used. And they're okay with it because they probably got paid off nice. So they're all right with being used. And I don't blame them for wanting to talk. And their message isn't changed. But I believe draping them in front of people like that kind of diminishes them. And people who may be open-minded to their story might be like, why would you do it this way, though?
Right.
Why is this the way you went about it?
Yeah.
Next to Trump an hour before the debate.
So they said it today on the radio. The guy's a reality show producer. He produced a great reality show yesterday, the whole day.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, the whole day, and she's awful too. It's like, I don't even want a third debate because they all say the same thing.
Yep.
She doesn't, but nor do I know what they want her to say or him to say. Like, do they expect if they keep asking her what she really did with these emails and why, she's going to be like, well, okay, here's what it is. I was doing criminal activity. I wanted to hide it from you guys.
Right.
Those words are never going to come out of her mouth, nor is he going to be like, of course I fuck people over for a living. That's what I do for a living. I fuck people over, and I hate everybody. Like,
exactly.
He'll never say that, even if that's true.
My father was like, I love my dad, but whoever's the loudest in the room is the one my dad will vote for.
Right.
So Donald is loud.
Yeah, he got style points.
Yeah, so he's louder. And so my dad, everything Donald says, my dad just regurgitates the words.
Yeah.
So, like, he was like, what about, my dad was like, what about, what I'm not happy with? The Benghazi thing. 3 men died, and she's not taking responsibility. I'm like, Dad, they had a hearing. They did all of this already.
Yeah.
She took responsibility, but as part of a team that took responsibility. Like, not just her. And my father's like, but it was. I'm like, no, it's not just her. She's a part of a system, and they said the system failed. Mm-hmm. They said it. They you know what I mean? Like, what more? I said, what more do you want now? What does she do now?
Right.
So does she come in Harry Carey on TV? I can't fucking die. I gotta go. Like, I don't know what you want from this point forward. Yes, Benghazi happened. Yes, they all part of a system that failed, those 3 soldiers. However, when you're in charge of millions of people in the military, someone's going to die. Sometimes it's by accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a bottom line. Donald, it's very, I said this, it's very easy to call someone, inept or whatever. She didn't do her job and she let 3 people die when you're building golf courses. Not a lot of people die when you're building golf courses. Right,
yeah, exactly. You haven't really had any stakes.
Yeah. So you haven't been someone in charge of humans and made a mistake. Not that she shouldn't. I don't know how you would hold her accountable. If you want to talk mistakes, the whole Iraq war was a mistake. There's thousands of people who died in that. Is anybody going to prison for this? I don't know what we're supposed to do.
Right. Well, that's the funny thing. People act like if you do B instead of A, that utopia happens.
Yeah.
Like, all right, neither one of them had an answer for Syria. Now they all say, oh, we shouldn't have went in Iraq because after Iraq, all this shit happened. ISIS was formed. You know what I mean?
It opened
the vacuum. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you don't know. See, we will never know what happened if we never went into Iraq and stuff.
Yeah, it's where we are. This is where we are.
So now we're watching Syria with like a Holocaust happening, and we're ignoring it because Obama doesn't want to go into war in his last 6 months and that be his legacy, even though his legacy is going to be sucking from this anyway, because his legacy is going to be children's dead bodies all over the streets because he was sitting back but neither one of them have an answer. So like, all right, you go in. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's like everybody thinks like if you did this and not that, everything would be great. And it's like you just try shit and shit don't work out. Kind of like what they said about healthcare. It's like, yeah, it's not perfect, but the ball's further down the road than it was.
The one thing I like that she said about it, because she couldn't listen, man. Listen, this is a political game. Let's all not be stupid. Even Trump has to play politics.
Yeah,
that's who gets politics and what's getting elected. I don't care. That's something that like I wish the Trump people would realize. If he does get elected, he has to play politics. He cannot be the apprentice leader. That's not what's happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he will have to play ball because 99.9% of the people he's going to be working with are politicians. So he has to learn to be political.
Well,
right?
A campaign is a microcosm of an administration. They can't even get him to campaign normally.
Right.
So they're going to get him to be a normal. Like they always say, well, if he gets in, he'll just have people doing this stuff for him. But they're trying to do stuff for him now, and he's like, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
Like, what makes you think that he'll listen to them? And then
when they talked about healthcare, the one good thing I liked, and she can't denounce everything that Obama did because she's trying to ride his wave too of votes. She can't be like, "Yeah, he sucks." You know what I'm saying? So she has to say there's some things about Obamacare that need reform and work on. But if we abolish it, we all start from zero again.
Right.
And that I appreciate it. Like, you're going to have, 85 million people, whatever it is, the number is, without health care. You're going to have to now, if you do have cancer, you can't get new coverage.
Right.
So she's like, we're at a point that it's a good starting point. Let's just continue. I like that answer.
Mm-hmm.
Not, it sucks, we're done with it. Like, that's just a knee-jerk reaction. And then I know you didn't watch CNN, but they did fact checks. Yeah. Afterwards, and he said like it's skyrocketed. The premiums are bigger than ever. People are laughing at us in the world. He always says that.
Right.
But they did the fact check, and the percentage that did get an increase, like the percentage that did get an increase, it was high. It was 9% high though, not 67% high, but it was high.
Mm-hmm.
But it was only like 4% of the population. Not all of the population. Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
like
right.
I think they said like 85% their premiums didn't go up at all.
Okay.
But on the percent that did go up, it was a high spike for them.
Yeah.
So he wasn't lying on the numbers.
Yeah.
But it's not everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, mine doubled. Mine doubled because of Obamacare. I still get good insurance for a good price, but the moment and they said it when they sent a piece of paper to me saying they're doubling. It's all because of Obamacare.
Right.
It said all because as a result of the Affordable Health Care Act, you will now be paying this, and I'm like, ugh.
Right.
It was just like, ugh, double? Like I didn't even do nothing.
But now somebody came on my Facebook. I put a post and I usually close off my post to conversation, but I left this one open. And a woman came on and she was like, I just don't want 4 more years of Obama. And I said, okay, fair enough. I understand. Can you just do me a favor and tell me what has he done wrong and what you're not happy with? Just give me some examples, like some numbers and some stats that you're not happy with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm open. No, I just want to hear why.
Mm-hmm.
And her thing was Obamacare and that it hurt her and her business.
Right.
Okay. And I said, see, well, you have a different experience. Now, let me tell you my experience. With Obamacare, me and my children have like real doctors that we go to the same doctor every time. He knows our history. Like my kids have their own doctor. They know their history. Anytime we have a problem, we just call her and she sends us to where we need to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I have a doctor who, when I'm not feeling, I just call him saying, hey, doc, and he knows my whole history. Before that, I would have to go to an emergency room or this ReadyMed over here and pay $75 just to get looked at. And I never saw the same doctor. You know what I'm saying? I had no doctor who knew me. I had no doctor who was taking care of me. So with Obamacare, I now do have that.
Yeah, no, it's got benefits, you know.
So I hear like there's a bigger picture, but if it was not there, so many of us would just our only means of medication was I could either pay $1,000 a month for health care, right, out of my pocket, or go to an emergency room.
Yeah.
That was my only choices. And I had no medication. Like I got cholesterol medicine that from Obamacare. If I didn't have it, I would have to pay like $120 just for cholesterol medicine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, my life is being at least saved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only one person. I get it. You know what I mean? But,
yeah. But what's... yeah.
But can I say something? I want to just... This is a thing that... About that audio thing with Trump.
Yeah.
And Billy Bush. First of all, I just want to say this. I am not offended. I don't have virgin years. I'm not naive that guys aren't talking like that, and I'm not a pussy. So any of my friends who post that up, oh, you never heard that shit? You're a pussy. You, my friend, are retarded. Of course I've heard that.
Right.
Heard it all. But I will tell you this, and I've been with some dirty motherfuckers. I've been with some dirtbags, bro. We've talked dirty shit. Right. None of my friends have ever said any time that they can just grab a girl by the pussy. And if anyone thinks that Donald Trump saying, yeah, you can do anything, you just grab by the pussy, was a joke, you are making an excuse and you're dishonest.
Right.
And to say that is just normal talk is dishonest. And that's what outraged me. Not what he said, that so many people refuse to admit at least, yo, that's some creepy ass shit he said. No. They lump that in, we all talk like that. Men are saying we all talk like that, and no, we don't. So don't put us all like that.
No. All people don't talk like that. A lot of people talk like that, especially, like, you know, I did a post about, you know, I've had hot mics my whole life being with in TV and video, right, covering weddings. Do you know how many times I've been at weddings where the bride and the groom are both talking? We're in the church waiting for the ceremony to start, and they're talking about, like, cheating on the guy or girl, like, the day before. You're just sitting there, like, look at the other camera guys, like, what the fuck? They have no idea this mic is on them. They have no idea. And I had it all on the raw footage.
Right.
Like, dirty shit.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But look at... But
that
at
means...
The one thing he said about... The way he said... You can do it, man. They get away from you because you're a star. They get away with it. He meant that. You know that. He wasn't talking
right, and I believe that could be true. You
know what I'm saying? So, but have you? So James, and I love James. I don't know if you saw what I said. James put up, "Hey, news break. Trump's a guy, and water's wet and whatever. Blah blah blah. Pussies, right?
Right.
So because of what he said, and I said, let me get this straight. You and your boys have stood around talking about how you can just grab pussy. Your whole crew talks about how they just grab pussy like that. That's what you guys do? I'm going to answer it for you. No. The answer is no, because I'm part of your crew. We've never said that. None of us have even applied that we can just grab pussy.
Right, and that's where okay, now I look at the Trump audio. Now, I don't even put myself, like, none of us know what it's like to be celebrities.
Right.
No one knows what it's like to be around whore-type women that will sleep with anybody because they're celebrities.
Right.
You know what I mean? We just don't know what that's like. Now, this is 11 years ago. Donald Trump is an entertainer.
Yeah.
Those things may have happened. And he may have been around girls at parties that don't mind that shit.
And I'm
not trying to defend him saying that that's a proper way to do things. You know what I mean?
No, wait. I haven't had this conversation with somebody else that, like, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of girls who are like, just like with a rock star, like,
right, rock stars, perfect example.
They'll blow a rock star. They might regret it tomorrow, but they blew Vince Neil. I got the Vince blew, you know what I mean? But they might not be happy.
Yeah, I knew a dude whose mother, like, when we were older, like, she just looks like a regular, like, mommy.
Yeah.
But, like, as we got old, she told us, she didn't go graphic, but she was like, oh, I used to go around and hang with bands, like famous bands. Like, she was a groupie. She was telling us in no uncertain terms. So she's sitting there making us pancakes after partying all night, but we know there's a backstory to mommy. Right. You know what I mean?
100%.
I'm sure, like, Steven Tyler may have grabbed her pussy.
correct. What I'm saying is he was in charge of beauty pageants, young girls, right? Young girls who were probably very impressionable, very nervous, and very intimidated. Walk in a room, and there's Donald Trump. I know for a fact he's probably goosed the girl. What's up, babe? Threw his hand on the thigh, and they just were like, okay, hi, that was Donald Trump. But like they don't say anything because it's nerve-wracking, and a celebrity just grabbed your ass.
Right.
That's the thought process that he is. I don't even care if he did it or didn't do it or just thinking it. My biggest problem was how my friends, were saying that we all do that anyhow.
Just kind of. Well, you know what it goes back to though, because this is where the hypocrisy is, though. This is where the hypocrisy is with Trump.
Yeah.
Now, Clinton in the 90s. Now, I know he's not running now. People say, "Look what Clinton did," but it's all about the hypocrisy. Because I still remember. I still would hear guys say that today. I'd be like, so what, man? It doesn't mean he can't govern. The guy getting a little action on the side.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Like just making tons of excuses for a guy who was probably just as much of a creep as Trump is.
Right.
But didn't have audio mics on him all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think I don't think it's like I think that's what Trump's trying to get across is like he doesn't want to put Bill Clinton on trial for this again. He just wants to show the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Because, like, back then, we were saying in defense of Bill Clinton, because we all love Bill Clinton, like, just ignore that shit.
He even said it.
What a dude does on the side.
Dude, Trump even said it.
I know, Trump I know, but that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think is what he did. He's a creep, right? Because the weirdest part is that he said he actually did it, which is kind of very rapey.
Right. Oh,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, it's hypocrisy. You can't have it both ways. You know what I mean?
But the guys I'm more outright, and I don't care about what he said about pussy and fucking the wife, the woman who was married. Who cares, bro? We all say crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Of course, that's we all do. That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you kind of admitted that, you know, like you grab girls. Even if it's just grabbing pussy was his extreme way of saying it. You know what I'm saying? Probably doesn't mean he just goes around trying to finger blast everybody he walks up on.
No, that'd be weird.
Yeah, but I'm sure he puts his hands around a girl. You see him even with me and that woman after the bus. He kind of put his hands around her waist. Like, automatically puts his hand on girls. And I'm not saying that's all that makes you a sexual assault rapist, but he's saying he does it. And the guys on Facebook who are saying that it's not a big deal and it's just guys trying to make it dismiss it. That was what bothered me.
Well,
like, dude, at least say he's a creepy motherfucker, bro. Don't say it's normal.
Well, some people I've seen on Facebook, like friends of mine that over the past year, they've shown that they're Trump supporters.
Yeah.
Have went to the point where they're like, I just don't even know who. Like right after that, they're like, I just can't vote for any of these people no more. Like they hate her, and that was like their last straw with him.
Right.
Especially some women I know.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing. It's like you can't even have a discussion of maybe I'm not taking Trump's side in this, but I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy part of it that I see. But if I say that, someone's like, "Do you support that sort of behavior?" No. Like you can't make a point without. Just like people throw racism real quick around. Like if you support Trump, you must be racist, which is not true. You know what I mean? If you see the hypocrisy in with this mudslinging, you support rape. It's like no. Then if you're saying that about me. By just saying that, then that means you support rape by defending Bill Clinton.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It's like the same thing, which brings to my other.
You're pointing out hypocrisies, and if I was a Trump supporter, I would probably be like, "Shut up," like to you, because you're pointing out the hypocrisy that, I'll just use James. There's no way in the world James got mad at Trump. I mean, got mad at Clinton for getting a blowjob, right?
I don't know. I didn't know James back then.
I'm sure he didn't. Or like guys, but they didn't.
No, but they did because they wanted him out.
Right.
People that wanted him out got mad at him for that. People that loved him said, "Oh, it's just he cheated on his wife."
Right. But I know a lot of guys who love Trump who said that about Clinton. It's not a big deal. He cheated on his wife.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now Trump is like, look at what he did. And now they're like, oh, yeah, what he did. But no, you didn't care about it then. Now you think it's a big deal?
Right, because they want their guy to win. It's all
Yeah.
just mudslinging. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which brings me to the other point I wanted to talk about. I posted about it before. I actually saw somebody say, if you support Trump or any Republican, if you support anybody that supports Trump in this election, just unfriend me now and unfriend me in life. And it's like, I was just like, are you? Let me tell you something, man. If you're picking your friends based on what they say politically, I think you're an asshole. I really do. I really think you're like the biggest asshole. You're like a pompous asshole.
And especially if you're just like a mechanic. Like if you were a lifelong full like politician, that's what you made a living, and you want to say that, fine, even though it's insane. But if you're just a regular Joe and you only want people that are like-minded thoughts around you, like then you're not open to any sort of debate and opposite opinions.
That's what I hate about this election. It's like people are just getting retarded.
Yeah.
I have and then this girl posted on that but I have friends that were doing racist stuff, and I'm like, well, I said racism's different. I didn't say racism.
Yeah.
I didn't say if you're unfriending people that are racist that you're pompous ass.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want racism on mine either.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Just like that correlation, just because you vote, like that old Bill Maher thing. I'm not saying all Republicans are racist, but if you're racist, you're probably a Republican.
Right.
I'm not saying all Trump supporters are racist, but if you're a racist, you probably support Trump.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, do I have friends that post shit? I have a friend, Dave, who posts like annoying political shit.
Right.
But it's Dave.
Yeah.
I still like him.
Right.
Like, if I went and had coffee with him, I bet it wouldn't even come up.
Right.
This is just him on his phone getting his views out.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I bet if we sat at the diner, me and Dave, we'd talk about anything but that. We'd talk about music.
Right.
Recovery.
Yeah.
His daughter, he'd probably tell me a story. You know what I mean? It's like, he's not going to be like, you believe those N-words? I'd be like, whoa, Dave. You know what I mean? He's not going to be like that.
When I grew up, when I was young, I always remember being young, my parents used to always say, you don't talk about who you're voting for, you don't do none of that.
That's how my grandpa was. I believe that should be it.
And I was like, when I was young, I didn't understand it. And as I got older, 18, 19, 20, I just remember hearing it and being taught that. So I just kept that a secret. That's your own thing.
Yeah.
Like I just got my mail ballot about almost 2 weeks ago, my mail-in ballot.
Oh, that's what you do? You do mail-in ballot?
I could do either way. I didn't do it. I filled it out, but I'm like, I'm going in this time.
Yeah, you got to go in, hit the button.
Yeah.
Get your sticker.
I have done for the past two election cycles, gone in.
Uh-huh.
But I have also, like for the Bush cycle, I wrote it. But this one I wrote in, I was like, you know what? This is a little too important to leave to the mailman. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna do it myself. But as I was filling it out, my daughter's like, who are you voting for? And I was like, no, don't ask that question. Just get out of the kitchen. I'm doing something. And then she just kind of hung out and wanted to see what I was doing. Uh-huh. I just wrapped it up and came up to my room and did it. And that's my daughter.
Right.
I'm not telling you. It's just something, I don't talk about. You know what I'm saying? I just don't talk about it. And Facebook has taken that thing away. Now we all talk about it. And you got to hear how crazy or angry you're at her or how crazy you're angry at him. And it's just that's all you see is how much people's opinions. It's like, I don't give a fuck about your opinions, man. Nobody. I'm even talking about myself. I've done no public service.
Right.
I've never been a politician. I've never done anything like that. So I really am just going off of my own research and what I hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean nothing. My opinion means nothing. Just go and vote if you believe. But I believe strongly in certain things, and I never wanted to talk about them as much as I do now. Yeah, I mean, I do believe strongly in certain things.
No, you should talk about them. I'm just saying you should be unfriending people because I just find that to be disgusting. Like if somebody was listening to our podcast that's a fan of ours and said, "Oh, fuck him for saying that. I'm not listening no more." It's like, really? We've had this great relationship for 30 some odd episodes. You love it, but because I just make a point, just for the sake of argument,
right?
You're gonna go fuck yourself.
Right.
Like I just find it to be so immature.
Yep.
I don't know. I just like it's like good riddance is like what you want to say.
Yeah.
You probably don't have great friendships in your life.
Right.
If you hold people to that sort of standard. Because
Yeah.
before this election cycle, I didn't know what half of you believed in.
Yep.
I just enjoyed your food pictures, pictures of your kids, pictures of your dogs.
Vacation.
That's what I miss about Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, people complain about food pictures. Give me some pizza, baby. I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to know where the new spots are. You know what I mean? Fucking. Oh, I want to see. Oh, you're hiking by a lake? I want to see that motherfucker. I may want to go hike by that lake. Fucking tag that shit.
Yeah.
Geotag. I need to know where to go. This is what we need.
Right. Yeah. On that post I posted, I actually made it private because I'm trying to be open minded. I want to hear everybody's opinion. You know, like, you have opinion, I want to hear it. That's why on that particular post about his tapes, my only outrage was that I was just angry that men were lumping just guys. I'm a guy into that conversation.
Right.
It just bothered me. Okay. It bothered me because I knew it was untruthful and it was dishonest. Most guys that I know personally have never said they grab pussy.
Yeah.
And I have 4,000 something friends on Facebook, and to watch all the guys that are anti-Hillary and only anti-Hillary will say that they're pro-Trump and they're anti-Hillary, said, it's no big deal. Don't act like you're a bunch of pussies. You never said that before. Like, you said it before? Because I know you personally and you didn't say it.
Right.
So stop acting like you did. That's what I was outraged at.
Yeah.
Don't think you're a punk-ass motherfucker. You ain't ever touched a girl. You probably fucked 3 girls in your life. Don't try to put yourself in the locker room, because you ain't in that locker room.
No.
You ain't in that locker room, you fucking punk-ass motherfucker. You're in my locker room. And we don't talk. We say, I wish a girl would touch us. That's our locker room.
Right.
We ain't in there.
Or you may be like, holy, what I would do to her, man. If I could fuck it, oh my God, she's so hot. I want to bang the shit out of her.
That's guy talk. And I said that in the post. I'm like, I've said, you get a couple of, we do act primitive when you get a couple of apes together. We do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, we'll say, like, I'm sure the conversation comes up, oh my God, you know what I would do to that girl right there? Or like, oh, look at her ass. Yeah, we talk like that.
Right.
We talk like that. And I said in my post, I'm like, and I know some women may think this is degrading. And I would apologize, but I know tomorrow when I'm with my friend, I'll probably say something stupid again. So for now, I'll just say, yes, I'm a jerk too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I do jerky things too that women might not approve of.
Right.
But I never hung out with my boy and said, yo, bro, you can just grab that shit, bro. If we get, when I become a celebrity, bro, I can just grab that shit, man. I never said that ever.
No.
I never even thought it. You know?
No, but like I said, he lives in a different world than us.
Right.
Like,
no.
he may live, like, yeah, you know.
Right.
Yeah, but you're saying the guys that are acting like they have that world.
Correct.
Yeah.
And, like, saying that world is okay. And, yes, like, so there's
that world is not okay.
This woman came on and said, you know what, like, she's very pro-Trump. Very, very pro-Trump. She's very racist, and I know her, so I know she's racist, and she's very pro-Trump.
Right.
So she came on and said, you know, how about we look at it like this, that when there's men in power like that, women will do whatever to be near them, and that's probably the kind of girls he was talking about. And I'm like, yeah, I can be open-minded and admit, of course there's money-hungry girls like that. Of course.
Right.
But you also have to be open-minded and admit that there's innocent young girls that were around him, too, for those pageants, and there's no way he didn't goose one or rub his hand up somebody's thigh. There's just no way it happened.
Right.
Now, the girl might have happened at the time. She just dismissed it, and she's not really thinking about it. You know how many girls I've talked to? It's so funny. I posted that, and a girl emailed me. She wrote a blog. She wrote an essay that she wanted to submit to a newspaper. She was sexually assaulted.
Okay.
And she explained that it was a friend, that it was a guy that has a lot of power in the game, comedy game. She liked hanging out with him, but he kind of like just sexually advanced on her, and she didn't say anything to anybody. She told him no. He kind of like hit her up on the he tried to hit her, like, do it again. She said no. Then he texted her, let me come over. And then she waited. The next day when he wasn't drunk, she goes, listen, you were drunk last night, and what you did really is unacceptable. I said no. I don't want, you know what I mean?
Oh, boy.
But she didn't,
Yeah.
She didn't she didn't call cops. And she was like, kind of like, that's her dilemma. She's like, should I have said something? I don't know what to do because I know he's not a bad guy, but he did make me feel very uncomfortable. Now, there's women in pageants, young 19-year-old girl from Iowa. There's Donald Trump. Holy shit, he comes in, he gives a little boop. You know what I'm saying? You look good. Oh, my God. Donald Trump just touched me. But then she's done with it because she's like, what are we going to do? It's not – that's it. It's over. You don't think – no one can say that didn't happen?
Yeah.
Of course it happened. So don't – all the guys on Facebook who are defending that, don't act like you've done it because none of you have done it.
Nah.
That's the only thing that bothered me. They would even say that they've grabbed the girl's pussy without permission just to defend him, just to side with him. That is why I was angry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But another woman came on, the woman who was talking to me about her beliefs and how she wants Trump to win and how she doesn't. And I wasn't trying. We didn't get angry. We had like a normal conversation. And then someone else jumped in, and I thought he was going to, because he was very aggressive for Hillary, and he kind of was pushing his agenda a lot more.
Yeah.
And it started to shift the conversation a little bit more. And then someone new came in that was pro-Hillary and very anti-Trump. And once it started to happen, I put the post on private and cut everybody out from the conversation. Stop talking now. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, I put it on private. No one can see it now.
Oh, no one can see it. I thought you could like
it.
private to like certain people. I was like, what?
I could pick who I wanted on. I could customize it.
Oh,
who could comment on it, but I didn't.
Right.
But I put it on private just to shut it down I like the post. I might re-put it up, but make it public again. But the woman was like, I just hate this election cycle. If you have a difference of opinion, everybody hates each other. Like you can't have a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's not what's happening in this conversation. Me and you were talking. I wanted to hear her side.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to shut her off. No one's going to convince me to vote for Trump. Okay? That's never going to happen.
Right.
You may convince me why Hillary's really bad.
Yeah.
That I'm open to. You're never going to convince me that Trump is good.
Right.
Which, if you convince me everything she did bad, then I might be stuck in a dilemma.
Yeah.
But you're never going to get me to vote for Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never happening. So, but I'm open to hear you, but I'm not open to hear lies.
Right.
So I said to her, the reason why we're having a good conversation is you're not giving me fake numbers and fake stats to support your lies.
Right.
You're just giving me your feelings on it. I can deal with that. I can listen to someone's feelings. Like, so me and my dad were arguing. He's like, the Mexicans, he was talking about I was talking about the Muslim woman.
Yeah.
They remember that in the debate, and no one really responded to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how are you going to make us feel welcome?
Yeah.
And I was like, no one even. I mean, Hillary tried to, but she didn't even do it.
Right.
Nobody answered her question. But Donald definitely didn't answer her question. Donald, in fact, let her know why she's going to be profiled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, it's a shame. It's a shame. But there's a problem, which is true, and we're going to have to deal with it. And people it's like, oh, I just asked you how you're going to make me feel comfortable, and you're making me uncomfortable. This conversation is making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But so I said it to my dad, and he was like, it's not only the Muslims. Well, you got all these Mexicans coming in. They're murdering. And I'm like, Dad, they're not murdering. He's like, what about the guy killed that girl. He was arrested at like 3, and he was let go, and he came back in. He killed that 15-year-old girl. I'm like, Dad, that's one guy. One guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, but it's happening all the time. I'm like, no, it's not, Dad. And I don't want to hurt your feelings, but violent crimes in America are mostly committed by white people. And it might be because there's more of us.
Probably.
But the percentage of Latin Americans, including Mexicans, is like 11% of the violent crimes. 11. Okay? White Americans are 69%. White men.
Yeah.
That's a huge gap. I know there's a lot more of us. That's a huge gap.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't. I said, so a Mexican kills people, get them all out of here. I said, what about like a 15-year-old boy runs into a school and shoots his school up? So we get all 15-year-old boys out of schools? And he's like, no, but I'm like, and I'll say you're pro guns. We always talk about closing the loopholes, and everyone says what's the point? If you're a bad guy, you're going to get a gun.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree. If you're a bad guy, you're going to get a gun. Well, if you're a bad guy and you want to get in America, you're getting in America. No matter how many good guys you shake up to get rid of them, if a bad guy wants to get in here and hurt Americans, he's a coming. You ain't stopping him. Unless you say no one else is allowed in this country ever. Then we just have our people and we can all die off.
Yeah.
No new people can come in. If you don't let any new people come in, then maybe we'll just kill ourselves from within. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the outside sources won't come in. But, you can't say, oh, well, Muslims are killing, all Muslims got to go. And that means all guns got to go.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
I don't support that. So why would you support every Mexican can't come in because 30 of them killed somebody?
Right.
I'm not saying there shouldn't be we need to step up our border game, but that's been for hundreds of years. That's not a new thing.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Illegal aliens coming in and sneaking in is not a new thing. And the ones that are sneaking in aren't ruining the country. That's the problem. I said, Dad, you're feeding into false information. You're just being told stuff. You have no numbers supporting.
Well, most voting people don't. It's because most Americans, they're not gonna research numbers and come up with data. They're just gonna be like, sounds good to me. On both ends.
Yeah.
On both ends. Yeah, that sounds because it's almost like my wife, for instance, Hillary supporter.
Right.
Not voting for Trump.
Right.
Right, but
she just lost some Facebook friends. Nice job, Joe.
She can care less. She barely goes on Facebook.
I know.
So, but we're watching a debate last night, and Trump was talking about, I know it's not politically correct, but something's going on with these Muslims, and we have we have to figure it out before we just let everybody in. And for a second, my wife's like, like there is a part of her that's like, we can't pretend there's not a problem.
Right.
And this is someone who hates Trump.
Right. Yeah. Well, of course. But
Hillary, she's it's like
Hillary said. I mean, Hillary doesn't say yes. Every Muslim, but we were talking about the Syrian refugees, right?
Mm-hmm.
On one hand, we're saying Syria it's a Holocaust.
Yeah,
it is. So if we're saying let's bring in some of those women and children, get them out of harm's way, no, you can't because they're terrorists. All right, then there is your paradox. If everyone is against them coming, but everybody wants to feel bad for them, you can't have both.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have both. So I think letting saying that Muslims, yes, radical Muslims are the ones that are terrorists. Radical Muslims are terrorists.
Yeah.
Not both. I mean, it's not the same thing. But one major terrorist group is radical Muslims. Granted. You know what I'm saying? Also, Muslim religion, the strict Muslim religion, doesn't really coincide with how we roll over here. Very true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very true. And there is a problem, and we all know it. No one's naive. I mean, we all know that that radical Muslims want to kill people. We all know that, right?
Right.
But there's 1 billion Muslims in the world, and they can't all suffer because there's their religion. There's people radical in their religion. It's just not. It's not.
No,
how
I know. I don't even think we have to worry about any of this. Trump's not going to win. He's not going to win. It's going to go back to business as usual in government. You know.
Well, even if he wins, it's business as usual. Come on.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. It's like
he's not. What is he doing? Like my father, I said to my dad, I'm like, Dad, I respect that you want to vote for Trump. All the stuff that you're telling me, the reasons why, are misinformed. That's fine.
Right.
I said, Mark Cuban. Did you see how Mark Cuban like exposes Trump's real?
Yeah.
Business savvy.
Yeah.
The truth is, Trump doesn't have a voting history, a public service history, right?
Right.
Hillary has 30-something years that we can examine with a fine-tooth comb and point out all her mistakes.
Right.
Trump has nothing we can point out except for his mouth.
Right.
So that's all we have on Trump. And then we look at his businesses, and he won't show us his businesses.
Yeah.
Because that's all we have on him.
Right.
He's selling himself to the biggest speaking seminar, like we talk about Hillary going and making hundreds of $1,000s speaking. He's selling himself to the biggest seminar. I am the best businessman you'll ever meet. Hire me for the job.
Right.
If he shows us that he's not, he has no platform.
Yeah.
So I said to my dad, I said, the reason why he doesn't show you his taxes because he's not a billionaire. The reason why he's not showing his taxes and his if I came in and I wanted to show you how awesome of a businessman I am, and that's why I want the American people to elect me, I would lay out my books and go, look at my books. I have been great.
Right.
He says he's great, but shows nothing to be great. And all his businesses have gone. He's filed bankruptcy. Oh, you're allowed to do that. I get it. I get you're allowed to do that. But the country can't do that. So what is he going to do? Just find another loophole for us to get through?
Right.
Like, and $941 million that you chalked up as a loss, most of that money wasn't even his own money. It was people's investments.
Yeah. So
he's capitalizing on the loss in his taxes, but other people have paid the loss with their money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And finally, we can move on.
I want to fucking, before we move on from politics, I would love to do it in a Facebook rant just to fucking call these annoying people out, these third-party people, like, I'm voting for Gary Johnson. I'm sick of two-party politics. Two isn't a choice. Like, go fuck yourselves. You don't even support Gary Johnson or these third parties before a presidential election. If you really wanted these other choices, you'd be doing this shit way beforehand.
Right.
You wait for them to give you your two choices. Now, that may have held water back in the day before the internet or the fucking, like, back when you didn't get news.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, they're only giving me these two guys. No, but you have the ability to support anybody now. And you don't go to their shitty rallies because they're stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't come with me with your shit. You had two guys trying to take over the political system this year, Trump and Bernie. Trump succeeded, Bernie didn't.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because not enough of yous wanted change that much.
Right.
So go fuck yourselves with your Gary Johnson. You know what I mean? He's a fucking idiot, and you guys are too that want to support him. You know what I mean? It's like you're all just phony, man. You don't want more choices. Right. You don't. Where are you guys going to be when this presidential election's over? You're going to be pushing for third-party senators? No. You're going to be all fucking bored, man. Bored because there's no scandals. Right. It's not as exciting. It's not as sexy.
No, they'll tune back into Real Housewives and forget all about it.
Yes, so go fuck it. I'm doing Gary Johnson. Well, you know what? I'm sorry to tell you guys, then you're voting for Trump.
Yeah.
You are. Because if you gave a fuck about Gary, nobody cares about him. And don't pretend you do.
And your vote will go unheard because Gary Johnson will get about 50 votes. Your vote will be like, what are you going to do? You're going to call Gary Johnson and be like, hey, I voted for you, buddy. What are you doing with it?
Right.
What is it getting you? It's going to get you personal satisfaction that you voted for a guy who you knew wasn't going to win just because you didn't want to vote for the other people? Then don't vote at all. Don't be fake. Get out here and say you're not voting at all because you don't like the choices. Don't tell me you're going to vote for a guy who you just learned his name an hour ago.
Yeah. See, I want to do that on Facebook. I got to come up with like a concise, like 1 or 2 sentencer.
Yeah.
To like fucking say like, you people that are crying for more parties, you do have the ability, just not 6 months before the election.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't be coming with your third party horse shit in the final hour.
Yeah.
And say they only give us 2 choices. No. You're phony. You're just as phony as the 2 choices. I just it's just baffling. It's people. Oh my God, that's what dumb Americans think they have all the answers. Yeah, it's like wait, you're telling me you have all the answers, yet your life's in shambles. You know why your life's in shambles? Because you've been the president of that,
right?
Of your personal life. So don't tell me that you know what the fuck to do,
right?
Or your guy's gonna do it.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you know? You got you the fuck, man. I see your shitty fucking life. It's out there for all of us to see. You're not killing it out there. They annoy me just as much, man.
Yeah.
They all annoy me.
Well, it's because it's phony. It's not real.
No,
it's phony. And the reason is because you've had years to say, hey, I've been following this guy, Gary Johnson, man. He's a really good guy, man. I hope he runs because I would vote for him.
Right? Yeah. Have a movement beforehand.
You haven't been looking for any other solutions. You waited for them to give you somebody, and then you didn't like them, and then you waited for a third party to show up. You didn't go looking for – you didn't create the third party. Gary Johnson knocked on your door, and you're like, oh, you're the third – oh, I like third party. Get the fuck out of here.
A lot of them were Bernie supporters, and if Bernie had balls, he would have ran independent and challenged Trump and Hillary. If he had balls, you know what I mean?
I think when he first laid out, I think he really believed that he had a chance in the Democratic. He wanted to stay in that party.
But he's not in that party. He's a fucking independent.
Yeah, he should have pulled out.
He tried infiltrating a party.
Yeah.
That he hasn't, you know what I mean?
No, he should have right off the bat did it. Not, I don't know if he could do it now.
No, yeah, he should have right off the bat. I'm running independent. I'm not really for what they're looking for. I'm not even really for what he's not for what the Democrats want.
I think he tried to tap into the base of Democrats.
Yeah, he did.
A lot of the young kids are Democratic, so he tried to get them and figured I can take over the party.
Well, that's my thing. You fucking whiny little millennials.
Yeah.
You want your Bernie type guy? Well, Bernie's going to be too old for the next one. So find your new Bernie. Find your new guy with that message and start that shit now. Start your little independent movement now. Don't come fucking 6 months before showtime. A year and a half before showtime. Oh, why couldn't we build a base? Well, because you fucking waited. Because you were Snapchatting.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're fucking trying to bitch why there's no jobs.
Yeah.
Instead of fucking, I've come to realize I just kind of hate. If I hang around too much of any side, I hate them.
Right.
Like I could be around Hillary supporters, and like after about an hour hearing them talking, I'd be like, oh my God, just fucking get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't listen to you no more. Like, everyone's in such denial. Fuck politics. How was your weekend?
My weekend got canceled because of fucking...
Hurricane Matthew?
Hurricane fucking Matthew.
Fucking...
And I don't even know... I haven't paid attention to that part of the news. I don't even know what it did to
There was no news.
Well, it was coming in at Jacksonville. I know that. It was coming in on it. But
yeah, nothing bad, though. Just basic hurricane winds and shit.
Yeah. No, I know it didn't do nearly what I think some floods in in Charleston.
Yeah.
But, it got canceled. I knew it. I fucking knew. I'm like, are you kidding me? A storm has got a hurricane's got to come on landfall, the one fucking town that I got to perform in.
Yeah.
So
that sucks, man. That's what sucks about comedy. It's like when they cancel on you, it's like,
and they're like, and listen, I get it. They didn't have a show Friday because they got hit with a storm, so they have a show Friday. They do a show together on Saturday. I was supposed to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They do a little local show together Saturday because they weren't sure even if Saturday was going to work because if there was down power lines, no, you know what I mean? So why bring me in? I get it. And they were like, they gave me a date right away for December, which is great for December. But I am a shitty fucking comedian. I don't make a lot of money. So this weekend was my fucking nut for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Now it's gone. So now I'm living on crumbs. I got no cash. And I'm like, fucking shit. But
did they reschedule you?
Yeah, they gave me a date right away. They gave me a date in December.
December?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I'm not like they were like, hey, we'll figure it out. No, they took care of me right away.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
But and the good thing was because of the storm, all airlines were offering 100% refunds.
Oh, well, that's good.
So I go online for, is it United? No, JetBlue. And JetBlue said if you were flying in Jacksonville from Wednesday to Monday, your flight, you can get a 100% refund. But I had already checked in that morning, that Wednesday morning. My flight was Thursday morning. So Wednesday morning, I checked into my flight. before really looking at news and looking at my emails and telling me. So I checked in. So it said if you already checked into your flight, you got to call to do any movement. So I called and I found 2 flights. I got December 1st through the 3rd. So I found my flight information for those, and I was like, oh. I call up and she's like, yes, we can move you to the 1st and 3rd. I'm like, oh, perfect. She's like, those flights are cheaper. You're like saving like $160. I'm like, I know. It's awesome. And she's like, but we have to charge you $60, $55, fee. I'm like, no, the storm. Storm. She goes, yeah, but the storm, you don't get a fee if you do it within the first 10 days of the storm if you reschedule. But you're doing it 2 months later, so you have to pay a fee. I'm like, but I can get a 100% refund too. She goes, oh yeah. I'm like, so you can give me a 100% refund right now, and then I can rebuy the tickets I need?
Yeah, it's a stupid. Yeah.
She's like, yeah, you can do that. I'm like, yeah, refund me.
Refund me.
Refund me all my money. And as she does it, I'm like, okay, you got me refunded? She goes, I was like, what if? She goes, you know what? I'll waive that fee. Never mind. I'm like, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I said, you're going to refund me the $150. She's like, no, we hold it as a credit for your next flight. I'm like, no. Online, it says I can get a 100% refund. She goes, yeah, you can. I'm like, give me a 100% refund. Just give me the refund. She goes, do you want the December 1st tickets? I'm like, nah, I'll take care of it. Give me a refund.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, we'll give you a refund. And she gave me a refund. And as she's giving it, she's like, okay, you have $352 coming to you. I'm like, great. Beep. I just bought the tickets for $150. Thank you.
It's so stupid.
This is dumb.
That reminds me of like one time I called my doctor. I'm like, I'm not feeling good. Make an appointment for the next day.
Right.
He's like, yeah, come in. So I woke up and I was feeling better. So I call him. I'm like, hey, I'm not sick no more. So I'm going to cancel. He's like, well, it's 24-hour cancellation policy or you got to pay your copay. And I'm like, but I didn't even call you 24 hours ago.
Right.
He's like, yeah. He's like, but it's going to be cancellation policy the next day. And I'm like, I'll come in. He's like, well, why? You're not sick? I'm like, yeah, but if you can charge me $10, I'm going to come in and hang out with you and get some time out of this. I'm gonna waste your time for charging me $10.
Right.
And he's like, hold on. And he comes back. He's like, never mind, we'll waive the fee. I'm like, of course you should waive the fee. I'm not sick. Yes, I'll come in and I'll talk to you for I'll talk to you for a half an hour.
Right.
I'll be like, what's going on with you, Doc? You feeling good? Why are you here? Because you're charging me $10, so you owe me $10 worth of fun conversation as far as I'm concerned. Of
medical advice.
Yeah, can I get a few tongue depressors? Can I get?
Yeah. No, you just keep asking, like, hey, man, what if my shoulder was hurting right now?
Yeah,
what if?
They didn't even know what to do with that. They're like, I'm like, what? I was like, shouldn't you guys be happy that I'm better?
Right.
Why do you need my $10? I forget what comedian did that. Some comedian, I don't know if it was Seinfeld, but he was like, how did the copay even come into existence? Like $5, $10? Like, did a doctor come without lunch money one day? And he's like, yeah, just collect $10 from everybody.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here. It's like, it's so funny. Like, I'll get my medical thing. It'll be like, this procedure costs $400. Zero patient portion. Zero payment from patient. $10 copay. Like at the thing. So they said they get $10.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
So it's like a $400 procedure, but I got to give you $10.
I got to give you $10. Don't take care. Insurance take care of everything, but the doctor wants $10. It's like you got $400.
Yeah.
You need the extra 10? Get the fuck out of here.
It's like it's insulting almost.
It is insulting,
right? It's insulting.
Just, right, that's like you have like what was it like if you have like mental health, like it'll be like a $10 copay,
right,
to go see a psychiatrist, but you only get like 13. Or there's like a certain finite, so it's like, all right, you better be mentally good in 13 weeks or you're fucked, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't it just be $10, man? It's
right,
like I'm going. If you're going once a week, it should just be $10 or
right.
Like now you have a finite visits. You better get a good doctor. Better pick a good one. Do you recommend anyone? Is anybody on your list? Are they good in 13 weeks? Like, I need to know. Like, I don't want to waste my time on a 15-weeker.
Yeah.
Like, I need like a 13-week or less kind of doc. That's the type of level I need.
Yeah, I need to be able. I need to get really okay with my fucking with my codependency and my insecurities.
Yeah.
But I got 13 weeks to do that. You got anybody?
Be like, Doc, man, we're at like week 12. I still want to ram my head into a wall. I don't know what you're doing here. I mean,
Clock is ticking.
yeah, you started tapping your watch. Hey, Doc,
I don't feel any
you
better.
told me if I'm open with you, these feelings of hatred toward myself will be gone. I'm at week 12, and I don't know. I like myself a little better, but
I'm still overeating and purging at the same time. I don't know if you know that.
I don't know if you know that. You got, yeah. You guys really got to put that on your website. How many weeks it's going to take? This is
Because
ridiculous.
even if you tell a doctor, like, I would like to start feeling better, like, yeah, there's no time frame. No, there actually is a time frame.
Actually, there is. If you call
13.
QualCare, it's like 13 to 15 times. I don't know. Just start interviewing him. You think you can get this settled then? Because if you don't, I'll kill you. I'm just letting you know. Like, if you don't want to die at the end of this 13,
I suggest you fix me.
you either be honest with me now and I'll go find somebody else. I'll already be down to 12, so I already pissed at you for wasting one. I'm already pissed that you wasted one. But tell me, can we get this done? They'd be like, I'm going to refer you to somebody else. Yeah, it's just that's fucking.
Yeah, it's these fees that they all of a sudden you can waive.
Yeah.
It's like
oh
that
yeah, we can
easy to
waive
waive.
it. Well,
That's
it's just like,
easy.
Yeah.
Like, you just told me I have to pay this, but now you just figured a way to waive it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just figure I have to pay this. It's a mandatory payment, sir. All right, well, I'll take my business elsewhere. Give me a second.
Yeah.
You know what? We can waive it. You can waive it. You can waive it. Thanks.
Well, that's like those stores that are like, free returns. If you don't like got a restocking fee of $25. Like,
Yeah.
the fucking product was $30.
What do you mean restocking? What is there?
Want me to bring it down there? I'll put it on the shelf. I'll tape that motherfucker back up. I'll put it up there in the back. No, by the time no one's even gonna buy the one in the back. You gotta buy 12 more before you get to mine.
That is such a bullshit term. Restocking.
Restocking fee. The fuck are you? That's like one time I went to the. Yeah, I went to my
$10. The $10 copay you give is just their processing paperwork fee.
Yeah.
So they could pay their secretary.
Yeah. What was it? I had to get a check one time from a bank. I had to give somebody like a lot, like it was like $4,000. So I didn't want to carry $4,000. Like, right. And I don't have checks. I just have I have checks. So I was like, can I just get it in a check? They're like, yeah, $20. I was like, $20? Just print. You got like a dot matrix printer there. There's no way that's $20 in ink.
Right.
No, but the charge for the processing of it, hit the fucking button and print it. What do you mean? What do you gotta grab a tree and make the piece of paper and dye it and then stamp your thing and then it's like like 20. Like if you would have said like, all right, $2, you're like, $2.
Well, you were asking the people who were paying you.
No, the bank, my bank.
Okay.
My bank. I'm like, I don't want to walk around with $4,000. Can I just get a check? They're like $20. I'm like, $20. I don't. And this is back when $20 was big for me.
Yeah, well, $20 is still.
It's still big, but it's like
insane to do.
It's insane. So I'm like, just give me $4,000. Let us walk.
That's
around.
all those fees that like rich people don't even notice are happening to their account.
Right.
Because they're not paying attention. That's why they're fees made for people who are really rich dealing with banks that aren't paying attention.
I had a friend like that. He would park anywhere because he'll pay any parking ticket. He's like, it's worth it.
Right.
He'll just park anywhere. It's like, it's a $150 parking ticket.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah. But that's why those fees are in there, because 99% of the time people don't notice them.
Right.
And then there's a guy like you, like, $20? The fuck are you talking about? Like me, I would be the same way. But they have – it's like everybody used to get paid weekly. Remember back in the day you got paid weekly.
Yeah.
And now it's bi-weekly. And everybody's like, why? because it costs a lot of money to do your taxes, to do the government paperwork.
And the paper from the checks.
Yeah. And with that, but it's also costs a lot of money to take your weekly income tax out, your weekly state tax, your weekly fucking FICA, all of that. To have a bookkeeper do it weekly, costs a lot of money. They charge hourly, so they do it every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and it's cheaper. So that, you know what I mean, that's where they save money.
Yeah, do you know it's like in a place like where I work, you know, there's a lot of floors of workers. It's like $200,000 a year or something just to like print the fucking paper.
Yeah.
It's just just to give it. And I get direct deposit. It's just a piece of paper that I throw in the garbage. It's
right.
Okay, I got paid. Good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're not emailing them to us by now.
Or emailing your stuff?
Yeah, just like, that's what we paid you. Be like, all right.
Yeah, they should.
Right? I don't know.
They'll move into that eventually. Yeah,
That's my platform when I run. That's how I'm going to save this country. Payroll paper. Think about it. How many people get payroll paper?
Got anything else you're going to build on?
I'm going to save listen,
or are we just going with paper?
Because this is my multi-prong attack to help the world and the people.
Go ahead.
Paper. You won't be paid on paper no more. Just direct deposit. You're going to save trees. So I got the hippie bitches on my side.
Not if you call them hippie bitches.
You gotta be saving money.
Right.
Got the grimy businessman on my side. I fucking got everybody. One issue.
Apparently.
Boom.
There's only
moving forward.
Apparently there's only 2 voting parties that you're worried about. Hippie bitches and slimy rich dudes. That's the only 2 that you're really looking at?
Well, that's what seems like to be. That seems who votes, right?
Really? You think that's what's coming out in droves? Hippie bitches?
Yeah, but everybody in the middle, they'll go with that. They're like, who doesn't want to save trees? Right? And then the other people that aren't slimy businessmen be like, I don't want to get these pieces of paper.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I don't want to. I got everybody. One issue. Boom. That's a lot of. No one's talking about that.
I wonder why.
I love to be like in the fucking town hall to debate and just blurt out that shitty question.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about payroll paper?
What are you gonna do about payroll paper?
Payroll paper. Killing a lot of trees, wasting a lot of money. I think that would make America great again.
I like to answer that question. ISIS is cutting people's heads off.
Yeah. It's because they're mad at the extreme cost of payroll paper too.
You're probably not going to be able to run for government with that. But
I wonder how ISIS gets paid. I wonder how ISIS pays each other.
Direct deposit.
Like their soldiers. Like, do they have like
at the
end, like when ISIS, like they can't be. They're not killing all day, right? They're not just like wake up with their ISIS alarm clock and just run out and start the slaughter. They're probably like they got to punch in like, it's Muhammad. It's your day to kill the reporter. I'm like, so like at the end of the day, it's like the end of the week. Like he killed everybody who's supposed to, and he's just like, where's my check? I mean, he's got to want to like go out a little bit and
unwind.
You know what I mean? A little couple ISIS broads, fucking little ukulele music or whatever they do.
It's not ukulele music.
Or sitars.
Yeah.
Little sitars. But like you wonder if like there's like disgruntled ISIS employees.
I just love that your only really concept of what's happening in the Middle East is just sitar music. like there's you just can't get your brain around anything else that's going on. Like maybe it's just sitars where you got caves or in a cave somewhere.
No, but I'm just trying to take like a little part of it. I'm just trying to see if like there's people that go to work every day here don't want to be fucking there, but it's like I got to do what I got to do. It's just what the world's giving me. This is where I live. I got to work in this factory. You know what I mean? It's like, is there an ISIS guy like, why the fuck did you take so much out of my check this week, man? I've been killing motherfuckers here for 15 years. I was here before it was called ISIS. Before they changed the name on the building. Back when it was Al-Qaeda. There's still dirt letters that say Al-Qaeda on the building. You guys didn't even cover up well. Still rain-stained Al-Qaeda letters on my on my corporate building, and I feel like I deserve a raise.
You think these are the conversations they're having?
No, but I'm saying, or are they just like fighters sitting around? They just throw them like shards of meat to eat or something, and they're like fucking like barbarians.
I think there's in between. There's not a corporate ISIS, conversation.
No, but do they have to act sort of corporate? Like,
no.
Like, do they get paid?
No.
ISIS soldiers, so they just eat and kill people? Like they get free food?
They're religious, so they're soldiers of. It's bullshit.
But they have to eat.
They take money. They just take shit.
So is it like one of those tech companies where they have like open refrigerators and oranges and Snapples and sandwiches? You just eat what you want.
It's not Google.
I'm saying though, how does it operate? How does it operate?
Work for ISIS. How it operates is they take over shit and just keep what they take.
Right, but there's got to be some sort of pecking order. It's not just everybody's the man. You know what I mean? There's got to be like
in your crew. They run through a place. You go and
so there's no ISIS killer that goes back to his wife and kids at night like, oh shit, what a day I had. I only chopped off 5 heads. The boss is gonna kill me when I get back on Monday.
I really think it's like that, but I don't. I don't think it's I don't think it's like King of Queens in fucking
no, but their version of it. I feel like there's got to be some sort of payroll system.
Not a payroll system.
So there's just food available readily all around. It's like Google.
It's not like Google. It's like Google Earth. They just live out in the Earth. They just take.
So they're just sitting there. Like describe to me what you think they're doing then.
Like think about I don't want to make them but think about like an army platoon, right?
Yeah.
That's set out on a forward mission, on a forward post. They're out in the fucking woods. Now these guys, they maybe have like huts and buildings, and because they've taken over towns, they just stay in a town, and then they keep taking positions until a town becomes theirs. And then when the town becomes theirs, all the people who are not on ISIS are dead or they left, and then it's theirs. They get to take it. It's theirs.
Yeah, but
that's it. I just took this where I stay right now, and then we moved to another town. We fucked that whole town up, and that town's ours. And if you're ISIS, you hang out. If you're not, you leave, and you get killed or you leave. And I take your shit. That's my TV now. But everything's bombed and fucked up, so nothing works. But that's what they do. They get whatever's left.
All right. But they make no money. They just go around
It's not a real army.
No, but because I always see ISIS is funded by the oil that we should have taken when we took Iraq. But it's like, all right, they're selling oil, so somebody's got money. They're buying the guns from somebody. There's got to be some sort of corporate structure.
You got to stop making it like it's a normal thing.
Nah,
because the leaders will get the money. That's how they make arms deals. They buy weapons. They buy tanks. They buy shit. They pay off politicians in those countries. They pay off cops. They pay off military. And then they have their guys are funded, and they just go around fucking everything up.
Yeah.
They're not like a regular military where they're paid by tax money or oil money.
Yeah, but I'm telling you,
family.
You save money on payroll paper.
Well, that's back to your original point.
Back to my original point. Payroll papers save the planet. It's these little things that no one keeps their eye on.
No, that's you. That's what you're going to do. That's why you're here.
I'm too tired to run for anything. I don't want to meet new people. I mean, I want to meet some people. I don't want effort. What?
How was Joe? Did you do any spots this weekend?
I did. I did an amazing fundraiser Friday night. It was by far, I would say, the greatest show because the audience was amazing. I did 30 minutes. I did some new shit. I couldn't believe where I was at the end of 30 minutes. That's how much new shit I added.
Right,
I was shocked. But they were loving it. And the food, bro, I've never been to a place that had food this good. It was just like,
really?
You're like, this has to be the greatest gig in my whole career. Because the food and the audience was amazing.
Really?
Amazing. And Mark DeMeo, I haven't seen him in a while. He was so good, man. He had some new shit that just
really
killed me, man.
Oh, okay.
Like when you're watching your friend perform and like they make you laugh because you've seen them, hundreds of times.
Right.
I'm dying.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun to like.
Who else was on the show?
Ted Daniels hosted, I middled, and Mark DeMeo headlined.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I took that funky picture in that
chair, that big
chair
wicker chair.
Wicker chair with the wallpaper that's like a fucking pine forest.
Mm-hmm.
I said it's gonna be my new promo for like my shows. I'm just gonna put the text like where I'll be.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
gonna be my new ad. But it was just like fundraisers. Like when you walk in there, it looks like it could be bad. It's like round tables, high stage,
right,
tricky tray shit in the back. You just like
tricky tray shit in the back.
Is that funny?
Yeah, it just sounded funny. Tricky tray shit in the back.
it just screamed nightmare.
Yeah.
And then like Ted went up there and he's just riffing and doing good, but like they were like drunk, some of them, so they're like talking to him, and I'm like, this is gonna be one of those fucking
let's get through it.
One of those nights, and then and they were great. And the only time during I wish I had audio of it. My fucking battery died during the middle of my set on my recording.
Right.
A guy just blurts out something that I couldn't hear.
Right.
So but apparently it was really funny, so I had to acknowledge it because like they're laughing at what he said. So I'm like, what did he say?
Right.
And he was all he said was he was explaining a joke to his wife of mine, like what it meant.
Okay. Right.
Like because it was like it was back. It's a callback I do when my grandpa's dead. When I say he's gay and dead.
Oh, he's gay and dead. Yeah.
So the guy goes, "He's cold."
Right. Yeah.
But I didn't sound like that when he yelled it, and I'm like, it just sounded ho ho. And I'm like, and then the whole crowd's like, ah. And I'm like, what did he say?
Yeah.
I need to know what he said. I can't pretend you guys aren't having a good time.
Right.
Other than what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But then we found out, and I'm like, oh, good. Oh, so it was just an idiot that didn't get it.
Right.
And then that made them laugh, and then we moved on. But good times, and then Saturday, what did I do? Saturday I got to see my grandmother. She was up from Florida.
Okay.
And my aunt, I hung out with my cousins and my brothers, and it was so good, man. It was just like so much fun seeing my nieces, and I'm on my way home with my wife, and I go, I don't know if I can come see my family no more. She's like, what the fuck? You had a good time? I go, I know, but it's so depressing when I leave.
Right.
I get so depressed when I leave them that, like, I'm like, like when I'm in my own world.
Yeah, that doesn't. It's not happening.
Thing, I miss them. I can't wait to see them, but it's like literally like it was like an hour and a. They live in Brick, my cousins, so it was like an hour and 20-minute ride home, and I was just so sad. I'm like, I don't know. Next time I see my brother again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see my cousin again. My grandma, she's gonna be leaving. And you're just like, it's like, is it worth the pain?
Yeah. Well, we would go visit my family in North Carolina. Every time we would leave my grandmother and grandfather, like 6 o'clock in the morning, we're leaving to drive back home, and we would leave them, and they would be like at the door waving goodbye. And like the night before, we all were at the house, and my aunts, my cousins, my uncle, and like they went about, so we cried that night. See you whenever, we don't know when we're going to see, and then leaving my grandmother and grandfather pulling down the driveway and waving, and they're old, so you're thinking there's never going to, and like the first 45 minutes of the drive home was me and my mother just crying the whole time. It's so heart-wrenching because you're like, this might be it. We were all together, and it might be it. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And my niece...
But then you get past it the next day. Your head hurts from crying. Then you get past it the next day, and you're like walking through life, and you're not even thinking about...
No, I'm fine now.
No, I know.
Yeah. But like in my niece Kaylee, she's my brother Chris's middle one.
Right.
Now, she makes you earn affection. She ain't impressed by nobody. Like, when you try and Google guys, she's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, since she's little, she's like, listen, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not giving it to you like the other kids.
Right.
Which is, like, part of her charm.
Right.
So I'm going into my brother's. I was going to drive my mom and my niece, Taylor, his other daughter, to my mom's to sleep that night. So I went and took Taylor's booster seat out, and they're putting Kaylee in the car, and she goes, bye, Joey. That was the first time she said my name, and clear as fucking day.
She's like, what, 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, bye, Joey. I was just like, I love you. I will kill people for you. Say it again. Say it again. They're like trying to make her say it again. She's like, come on, get the fuck out of here, man. I said it once.
No.
What am I, your fucking toy? But man, I just was like, holy shit.
Right.
It's just unbelievable, man. Just like, I don't know. I was like, I'm fucking so gay sometimes. Like, that's all I feel.
I think that's especially now that you're getting older. Especially you're getting older, everyone else is getting older. You just don't, if you really think about it, like if you let yourself think about it, you're like, this could be it right here now, done.
Yeah, like I'm outside talking to my one cousin. He's telling me like all these regrets he has in his life, and then and then you start thinking about your regrets, and you're like, I'm getting old, man. What the fuck am I doing? And then, so I was like, really. Like I get depressed sometimes like that, and then you're like, but then I was walking in the woods yesterday with a dog, and I'm like, you know what, man, I do love my life. You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
Like I realized, I feel like I don't know if other people feel like this, but it's just my thought. Like I mean, I'm never confident in my choices.
Right.
I'm always like looking back, but I'm like, I gotta feel like no matter what choices I made, I'm always going to be like a what if. I feel like there's no way out of what if.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, what if I see like when I get on myself for not seeing my family more.
Yeah.
Like because my lifestyle doesn't lend itself to seeing them more.
Right.
So it's like, should I? It's like finding a balance and all that horse shit.
Yeah.
But it was all this stuff driving home, and I'm just like.
It's not worth visiting them. Jeez.
It's not worth visiting them. I can't do this shit. Because Carrie's like, I told her because she came down with me, and we made plans to do this, and she's like, she goes, I feel bad we don't get to see your family a lot, and I'm like, yeah. I was like, maybe it's a good thing. It fucking ruins me. It fucking destroys my soul. Like my nephew Mike, he's like, Uncle Joe, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, and I'm just like, oh. I'm ruining his life.
And right now he's just playing and having fun.
He's just, yeah.
He likes seeing you, but he probably doesn't remember if he.
My nieces and nephews always have this way of really just destroying my innards. Like,
right.
I was playing with Taylor one day. Stopped by my brother Chris's house. He's not home from work yet, so I'm just hanging out with his wife and. My niece goes, come in my room, play with me. So we're playing in the room. She wanted me to get in her bed and pretend I was sick and she was going to take care of me.
Yeah.
She's just like, she goes, okay, I'm going to come in, pretend I'm going to wake you up, and I'm going to bring you soup. I'm like, all right. I mean, fucking cute. So she'd come in, good morning. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, you feeling good? I'm like, oh, I'm a little sick. She's like, here's some soup. And then what's funny, she goes immediately like angry. She goes, all right. Enough soup. Now go to sleep, and I'm not going to say it 1,000 times. And she leaves the room.
She's just reliving her own moments, right?
And I told my brother, I'm like, "Do you do this to her?" He's like, "No, must be from some movie or something." So we're playing. She's so cute, and then she goes, "Uncle Joe, let me tuck you in again. You're sick." I'm like, "Okay." So she tucks me in. She kisses me on the forehead. She goes, "Uncle Joey, can I tell you something?" I go, "What?" She goes, "You're my favorite."
Aww.
I was like, oh my God, nobody better ever hurt you. Murder them. I'll fucking skin them alive. I'm like, you're my favorite too. No one makes me feel how you do. But it's like always they do this. Like,
and what's her younger sister? What's her sister's name?
Kaylee.
She was like, don't believe him. He says that shit to me, too. Anybody who shows him love. He's so easy.
But they always say this shit as I'm about to leave.
Yeah,
so I'm like, wherever I'm going after their house, I'm a blubbering mess. I'm like, I'm not close enough to my family. I'm not around a lot. I'm her favorite, and I'm not even there to see shit. I'm just like, oh, my God, I need that 13-week psychiatry.
You do.
I tell my wife, I go, I think I need a psychiatrist to know why I'm so depressed when I leave my family every time. She goes, well, because you love them and you miss them. I don't think you need a psychiatrist for that.
Right.
I'm like,
no, it's true. That's what I'm saying. Like, at the moment, like, for, like, the day, you're like, oh, we really need to, every time me and my family are together, we really need to do this more. That's what we say.
Yeah.
We need to do this more because we have fun, we're laughing, reminiscing about the old times, and we need to do this more. And then we don't.
Until somebody dies. That's like... Well,
then you do it again. Oh, my God, I love you. And then
we stay a little close for a couple of weeks, and then it's over again.
I mean, since my father my father's funeral, like me and these cousins I went to, that's my dad's sister's kids.
Right.
And up until even when their mother died, my Aunt Maria died, it was like, oh, we got to see each other more. We can't just be coming around at funerals.
Yeah, yeah.
But you never do. But ever since my father died, it's like I've seen them more than I've seen them in 10 years before that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've seen them a couple times. It was
right.
I think as we're getting older, we're just like, yeah, man, we got to just do this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, my cousin Dean, he's like, you could just stay here for like a week if you want. I'm like,
right.
All right. He's like, yeah, you guys just come down.
Right.
You know, it's like, but it's heart wrenching. It's heart wrenching because it's like, especially when I see my brothers, because I shared a room with them, like really close. Like we lived in a little room together, and just very close with them.
Right.
Like I meet people that are adults, like I don't talk to my brother no more, and I'm like, man, I can never imagine one of my brothers doing something that I don't talk to them.
Right. Right.
And it's like, it's they're so busy with their families, I'm busy with my family, and it's just like, man, we're just so fucking busy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's also you're not little kids sharing a room anymore. So I mean,
yeah, but you know what I mean. It's like you just wish
that's where the bond came in. That's where your closeness came in. It's your boy, your brothers. Like I didn't have that closeness with my brother, so I could say I don't even know what my brother's doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never talk about my brother because we didn't live together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my sister, my mom and her sister, my aunt. They used to share a bed together. You know, when they were little.
Yeah.
Until they were like 14 years old, they were like the same bed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like their bond is like anytime they talk, they're on the phone for hours.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they see each other, they cry every moment they're together. They don't. Well, my mom's in North Carolina. They're together the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's like, I mean, naturally, I'm not going to hang out with them every day. We probably get on each other's nerves. You know what I mean? Just like when we were kids, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, you understand that rationally. It's just like this weird thing about life, probably because I'm getting older. Where I'm just like, I'm seeing my brothers get older. We're seeing the kids grow. Time's moving fast.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, it's just, you're just like sitting back looking at it. Sometimes you escape yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
You're observing, and you're just like, wow, man, what the fuck am I doing?
I hear you. That's the question. That's where it comes to. What the fuck am I doing? Where is my life gone? Where's it gone?
Yeah.
That's what I say. I'm 47 years old, and like lately, more and more as I get older, I start to look and go, what the fuck has happened? Like, yes, if I look back, like you were saying, like you were, hiking along the woods, and you think, I like my life.
Yeah.
If I look back over my years, I know there's a lot of moments where I just I'm in my life. I'm enjoying my life.
Yeah.
But then there's that time I pull myself out and I observe it, and I'm like, where the fuck am I? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, what is important? What is not important? What is my goal? What's the end game? What the fuck is the point? What am I doing here?
Right. Like, what's the point?
Moving along. Like, what's the point? Just moving along. And most of the time I'm in that bubble and I'm in my world and I'm just moving along. But when I pull myself out, I go, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's depressing. It can be depressing. Thank God those moments are far between. But as I get older, they get closer.
Right, because you wonder, you're like, it's like wasting time.
I am wasting, and I know I am wasting time. I know I'm wasting time.
Like, not to even get morbid with it, but even my wife's got the cancer, and there's no cure for it, and there's like stats out of like how long you can live, like the average life expectancy, like on the current drug she's on.
Right.
So like and this is old data. They don't have the new data in yet for these new drugs, but it was like 8 to 12 years.
Right.
So like we were sitting there one day, and she's like, "It's been like 3 years already." It's like, "Oh, whoa, what the fuck? Slow down. What do you mean 3?
Right.
How'd 3 go away already?"
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? Because I always like talk these things like where I'm like, "Oh, when we're old and we're gonna live by the beach," it's like, "Oh, you think I'm gonna make it to be old?" I'm like, I'm choosing to believe that you're ahead of the curve.
Right.
But like, she doesn't know, and she doesn't think like I do. She just goes with the flow, and I think, I try to think positive about it. You know what I mean? But then you're like, so like sometimes I'm sitting there and I see her on the couch watching TV or just watching TV. I'm like, I'm wasting a lot of time here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you're just like, whoa, it's too fast. Fucking brakes, man. I need the brakes. Like I'm in a fucking like a student driving car that I don't know. And I want to put up the fucking student drivers driving real fast. I'm like, slow the fuck down, man. I'm not ready for all this realness.
No, it's so true, man. It's so true. If you really, when you look at it, you're like, wow, this time is not waiting. Like, it's not waiting around. And like, aside from my shit career that I have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Aside, what makes me look at it harder is because I'm always broke and the career's not good. So I look at that, I'm like, fuck, what am I doing here, right? Put that aside. Just in general, like, every day I can be a lot better than I am. And I could be a lot more involved in my life.
Right.
Than I am. But I let it go. I let life just let the time tick away.
Yeah.
I let the time tick away because I'm just either lazy or like, what am I, you know what I mean? Like I just get into a rut, like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You do just doing your thing. And you realize that there was, like, I was reading an article from, what's his name? Can't think of his name. Armisen, the comedian, was on SNL.
Fred Armisen?
Fred Armisen was an article in Rolling Stone.
Uh-huh.
And then one thing he said, he's like, I work 7 days a week. I never stop because I love creating. I love my life.
Uh-huh.
Because I never stop. I'm always working and creating.
Yeah.
Always trying to. And I'm like, I could do that. I love what I do. I could do that, but yet I choose not to do that. I choose not to partake in a life that's right here. I just choose not to partake in it sometimes.
Mm.
And then I look back and days and months and years have gone by.
Yeah.
And your choice of not really partaking is, what are you doing then? What's your point?
Right. Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to make a conscious effort to partake more in my life.
Right.
Like I saw, like this fall, like we've discussed, it's been a weird fall for comedy. Have gigs, but it's not as abundant as I've had in the past.
Right.
So like I see some open dates, like November 12th, the big UFC thing.
Yeah.
Now I have no gig that night, so I just told the boys, because we usually hover around one of their fucking computers after they hack the UFC off some sites. I'm like, I'm just going to order it. We'll have it on a 60-inch. We'll make some food.
Right.
And we'll just chill at home. And they're like, oh, that'd be awesome. And I'm like, yeah, it will be awesome. You know what? I'm not going to take a gig that night.
Right.
Unless it's big money.
If you didn't say that, I was just going to say, bro, I just had something come in. You wanted it. But that's all right, man. You're busy.
No, because if it's good money, I'll still order it, but I'll be home by the Conor McGregor fight.
Exactly. Yeah. Now you justify it. I'll be home by the final card. That I know.
They don't really need me. They just want it ordered.
I got your pizza.
But I'm going to make an effort to be there.
I'm going to write that in stone. You might want to pencil that in.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, those are the things. Like, those little moments, like, you have to consciously make an effort.
Right.
Partake. It's not like, because I have to, like, if I'm laying in bed, like, and I get to bed early, if I fall asleep by 1 o'clock in the morning, I am up early enough that I can just jump some stuff in life.
Yeah.
But I'll say I don't feel like getting out of bed, and then I'll get out of bed, and then I'll just sit and do nothing on the computer or do nothing at my desk. And like before I know it, it's 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, you're just letting a day just go. You let it go. You let this day go.
Yeah.
You let this day go. How many of these days do you think you have left on the planet that you can just let go?
Yeah.
Consciously taking a day off, saying I'm going to relax for a while, it's different.
Right.
But letting days go because you ain't doing shit with it. How many of these, you arrogant fucking prick, do you think you have to let go?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why do you think you can do it tomorrow? Why do I think I can get healthier tomorrow? Why do I think, you know what I mean? I can start eating better tomorrow. Why do I think, you know what, I'll start writing the script tomorrow? Why do I think that that's an option?
It's because it's easier.
A lot easier.
A lot easier to start tomorrow.
A lot easier to start tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just sit there and piss away today, and then tomorrow never comes. And then I sit there and go, wow, I should make more time with my family, my friends, and like, I'm getting older, I'm going to die. And then I get sad, and then that's, you know what I mean? And I can lay in my bed for another day just on being sad.
Yeah, and then I do the same thing, and then sometimes, like, when you force yourself, you're like I did some writing last week. Mm-hmm. I did an hour of writing. And, man, the rest of my fucking day, man, I was feeling good about myself.
Right.
Like I just went through, like, a therapy session. Like, you know, we used to go to an NA meeting and feeling like shit, and you come out like you want to fucking take on the world. Mm-hmm. Like, I woke up, did my morning hike, came home, made myself breakfast, sat down, and wrote for an hour. Listened to a comedy show, made notes about that show, tweaked a few jokes, spent 1 hour. I'm like, I fucking felt so, like...
Your mind opens up and you feel like you're a part of the world. Like, what's up, man? How's it going? But you, like, feel so productive.
Bro, I got so productive. I went and painted a fucking bedroom.
Now, see...
Like, Justin wanted his bedroom painted on Saturday. I'm like, I'm doing that shit on Thursday.
But see, now, if you would have waited for the inspiration to paint that room, you would have never thought to put hiking, breakfast, writing, painting in that order. You would have been like, I don't feel like painting. Fuck that.
Nah.
You know what I mean? It takes, like, oh, I should start going to the gym, let's just say. Well, maybe it just takes you getting up early, doing a little meditating, hiking, and doing a little productive work for you to then do the next step, which would be go to the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to take a lot of steps before you're ready to. So maybe you need to start small, and then the motivation progress, like, starts to take over.
Right.
But it's like you wait, like that book says, The Art of War, or The War of Art. It's like, are you waiting to be inspired? Oh, that doesn't happen, you retard.
Right.
You're not going to wait. Inspiration's not coming for you. You got to go seek it out.
Yeah.
And, like, I hear that. We say it like it's normal. Like, duh. Of course. Duh. And then tomorrow, I'll be like, I'm not inspired. I don't feel like writing. It's like, what the fuck are you waiting for?
No, it's just like a recent video I did for these politicians. Like, I didn't know how to do it. I had no ideas coming to me. Right. I'm just sitting there like, this fucking video is due next week, and I don't have a fucking clue.
Right.
And I just started it. I just started putting footage in. And before you knew it, fucking video was done.
Right.
And they loved it.
Right.
But it's just like, I'm creative. Once I start being creative, I start molding then.
Right.
It's almost like taking, like, if you had if you're like a sculptor, you're like, just start chipping, man. Just start chipping. You'll start seeing shit.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? You'll start seeing shit.
You'll see it. Yeah, exactly. You have a blank canvas. Start putting the brush to the strokes. You'll see something.
That's how I do with bits on stage now. It's like, all right, just do it.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, okay, all right, okay. I see why that didn't work.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna change this word. It's gonna work tomorrow. I fucking know it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been on a good streak of getting shit done.
That's good.
So I've been feeling good mentally till I saw my family and I got sucked into a depression. But, you know, I'm coming out now, digging out of that hole. Thanks, family. I love you, but I love you so much I want to kill myself when I leave. That's how much I... like, man, he really loves...
That's what happens with me and my kids. Like, I'll sit there like every fucking 3 or 4 days, man. Every 3 to 4 days, maybe every week, and you'll hear me sobbing in my room. Sobbing. Not, I mean, just that whole, like, heavy crying.
Like booger snots sobbing.
Bad. Over looking at their little faces on the wall and thinking about those times are gone.
Yeah.
And I 1,000% didn't utilize every moment of when they were that small. And I know it. And all the times that I could have been squeezing those little faces, what was I doing? What was I doing? You fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? And then I look over at my son, he'll be laying in the bed, and I'll just start crying. Because he's like a man. And I'm like, what am I going to do now? Today, then. What can I do today? Can't go back to when they were 9 and 10 and 7 and 8. Can't go back.
Yeah.
What can I do today? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I've been a shit human for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I look at my kids and like I know I love them and they know I love them too. And it's not that bad, but you know, and I think every single person on the planet
feels
will look back with a little regret.
I do. Yeah, I do with Justin. Like when we put we put a lot of his Legos in the attic.
Yeah.
And like, man, I still love putting together Legos with him.
Right.
But there was some nights I was too busy. He was like alone doing Legos.
Right.
And I sometimes, I'm haunted by a vision of me walking in our old house. We had the little playroom off the kitchen. So I'd come in the kitchen, grab something to drink to go back and do whatever the fuck I was doing in my room. That I thought was important. And I'd peek in and see him like, you know, just doing his thing.
Yeah.
Probably enjoying himself.
Yep.
Probably would enjoy it. But I'm like, I should have fucking stopped and sat there.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like those memories haunt me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you're like, I always think we did the best we could and we did what we thought was right. And he was probably fine playing with the Legos at that time. I made the scene in my head sadder than it was.
Yeah. You were playing fucking, what's that song from Cat in the Cradle?
Yeah.
You were playing that. And he was not. He was like listening to Eminem in his head. You know what I mean? And you're like, Cat in the Cradle. Oh, my God.
That's why I took him to see Drake and I still like want to do things with him.
Right.
It's like I just try and do shit. And now he's even like he wanted to stay. He felt bad that I was painting his room. He's like, should I stay home from school with Joe and help him paint the room? Like he wanted to help me.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and he's like, he wants to do stuff with me. And it's like, all right, we're still going to do shit, just a different level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll help him. He's going to help me build shelves in the shed. So now we're to my Legos.
Right. Yeah.
We're not doing bigger Legos.
Right.
You know?
No, but I think every person, not only if you have kids, you don't have kids, looks back at certain things and says, I wish I would have done that differently, or what did I not do?
Yeah, that's a recurring theme in my life that'll always be discussed and thought about, because I'm always like, did I do it? Like, when I sit back and rationalize, I'm like, yeah, man, the path I was on is the path I was on, and I'm fucking happy.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I was, you know, I should be looking at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think the difference between me and you is I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I mean, am I happy when I'm out? Of course I am. I love doing what I do.
Right.
But I'm not happy. And I always say to myself, what could I do? Like this holding on to a dream that stand-up comedy will give me a stable living is dead. I can't get a stable living out of it. I don't know if it's possible, but it isn't in my near future.
Right.
So the only way to do it is something I don't want to do, which is get a real job.
Yeah.
Because then that will make me a part-time comic.
Yeah.
The day job has to take precedent because that's, you know, that's the schedule they want. You know, you have to do that. That's what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone says, hey, you want to go to Lake Placid and make $500 tonight? I can't.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to go do a corporate gig for $1,100 tonight? I cannot. I'm working. So I can't even submit for those gigs. So my manager won't even put me in for those gigs. If someone calls him and says, hey, I want Mike Gaffney on a Tuesday night, can he do this room for $300? And he calls me and says, I'm working, I can't do it. That's over. So he won't even bother trying to get those gigs anymore. So it'll just be the Fridays and Saturdays. If I don't have a job that wants me to work Fridays and Saturdays, which my only education level is retail. I don't have a degree. I can't do anything else.
Yeah.
So my only choice really is to go back to retail.
What about like Uber driving?
I don't have a car to Uber drives. You need a specific date, age, car to hold.
Yeah. Are you rubbing your microphone or something?
I might have.
Yeah.
So it's either just give up and go do work. So I am more stable and I can enjoy more moments with my kids because I don't have money to do it now. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's where I'm at. So I'm not. That's why every time I look at where I've been in my life and like, what have I done? Oh, you could have did a lot more work-wise to make money. True, I could have, but I always believed that comedy would have had to take a back seat if I was to make more money. If I was to want to be more stable, comedy can't be the forefront. It's got to be the back burner, the back seat.
Or just get enough. Just get something that's enough to take the edge off like I have. You know
no,
what
I
mean?
know, but you also have a job. I'm not saying you have a very flexible job.
Yeah.
If I was to get a part-time job, that would be the only thing to do is get a part-time job that allows me to only work certain days a week and lets me be very flexible. It's hard to ask a company or whoever's going to hire you, listen, I'm going to need to take off whenever I can for comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do have it lucky like that.
Yes, it's going to be hard for me to find that.
Yeah.
You know, and then a lot of guys just take jobs and then quit them I don't want to do that either.
What about like real estate or something where you're just kind of like showing houses and shit?
I don't want to sell people shit like that. It would suck my soul out. Now, I wouldn't mind
Doesn't like
doing...
DC Benny do that? He's like a real estate guy on the side.
I don't know what he does.
Yeah, he has like a real estate thing.
Yeah.
He fucking sells real estate. It's like, because it's something you could do when the road's light.
No, I know. There's probably a couple things I got to figure out something, is what I'm saying. I got to figure out something. But I got to put, like, either or just go back to work. You know? It's just, I don't have enough money coming in. Like, to the end of the year. I don't have.
It's a tough fall. I mean, it's tough for me, and it sounds like it's been tough for you.
Yeah. I don't have enough money coming into the end of the year. Now, on the creative end of it, like, I need to get up and work out more and be a little more plugged in because that always gives me more hope when I'm working out more. Yeah. I just think differently when I'm on stage more. You know what I mean? I feel more connected to the comedy world when I'm on stage every week. And
it's almost like the universe pays you back in a way. It's like you working hard and like shit just starts coming. I feel like when you sit back and wait, it seems like nothing's ever coming.
Nothing's gonna come.
Like me, like my schedule's dead. Like as far as good money paid weekend work, I have a few sporadic fundraisers here and there, a couple club dates here and there. So it's like what I always do. I film in which these shit little workout rooms.
Yeah.
And it just seems like shit just starts coming from that stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just in the mix, like you say.
Exactly. Once you put it in the mix, when I put myself in the mix, it works out. So I went to LOL last week, talked to them. I shouldn't have to talk to them. I shouldn't have to even talk. I should just walk in and be like, get me on your rotation. Give me a fucking break already.
Yeah.
The only reason you have an LOL club is because you were inspired by a club that I worked at and made successful.
Right.
And the only reason LOL even came alive is because the owner of LOL watched me kill his audiences in the room we rented from him. And was like, I want to do that. And every time I'm on the LOL stage, the owner comes to me and goes, they really like you. Those people always say that you're beautiful. They love your comedy. Everyone loves you here. So then where's our confusion? Just put me on your rotation. Don't make me have to do anything else other than to walk in and go, hey, what's up? Put me in your rotation.
Why? They want you to do other shit?
No, they're just... She's like the woman who's like apparently in charge. She's like, email this email. And then I'm like, they have a system. It's called My Work app, I think it's called.
Okay.
So when I work app, it's like a calendar that they all populate. And then she tells you what you're working.
Oh, okay.
So when I went in there, she doesn't say when I work app. She goes, email this guy. And I'm like, there's an app you guys use for avails. You should just tell me to get on the app. Right. I got to email a guy? You already know me. I got to jump through hoops here. Like I'm not trying to discount anybody who works there because I know a lot of those guys and they're good guys. But I'm not even confused a tad that I am the hands down the best comedian they have on the clean shows. I'm not even confused. Mm-hmm. I know I'm the best comedian they have on the clean shows. I closed their clean shows out, and the show could have sucked moose balls for an hour and 20 minutes. But when I come on the last 15, I'm always hands down the best comedian they have on the clean shows. And that's all I want. It's 4 clean shows a week. Mm-hmm. I've earned that. I am good. I've earned it. Every time I'm there, I'm successful on those shows. So just put me on the shows. That's it. And when I walk in, she's like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Email this guy. And I'm like, that's not even the process. You already blew me off.
Yeah.
And I emailed the guy, and I got no response. And then I text Cisco, and I'm like, can you do it? When he texts me something, and I text him back, I'm like, do me a favor. I stopped in. She told me to email somebody, and I've gotten nothing back. Can you at least talk to them and be like, it's Mike Gaffney. What are we doing here?
Right.
You know, but he's like, yeah, I will do, and I haven't heard anything. Again, I know they got a million comics, and I'm not any priority over anybody. But I'm here, and I'm willing. They should just throw me in. It's not even it's a no-brainer. And if I can get that, that gets my not only creative juices flowing, it gets my hope. It makes me feel hopeful.
Right.
In my own brain, when I'm working out and getting laughs and making things work, I always feel good. Mm. And then that, in turn, gets more work.
Right, right.
It just does. And it gets me more creative. And then I work a new joke. And then I create material by getting up all the time. It just makes me feel good.
No, I know exactly what you're saying.
You know, and I just, you know, if I had something like, I don't know, I don't want to spin my wheels with it. It doesn't matter.
No, listen, we all go through it. People that don't, places you feel like you have to prove yourself. You don't have to prove yourself to still make you, and don't answer messages. It happens to all of us. It's a frustrating part of the business.
Extremely.
You know, but you have to look at your career next to a lot of other people's. You're still doing better. A lot of people would kill to have the gigs you have. You know?
No, I know.
That's why I've always said no matter where you're at, you want to be somewhere else.
Huh?
Yeah, no matter where you're at, you want to be to the next one.
Right.
It all becomes old hat eventually, and you got to move to the next level.
Yeah.
But that's that, man.
That's that.
That's that. There's nothing we can do about it, man. We're almost at 2 hours, so we should probably wrap this up now.
Yes.
What do you got coming up?
I'm at the Bolton Center in Long Island Friday.
Oh, yeah? Was that like a theater?
The theater. I've done it like 3 times already. Nice little, it's like the Bolton Center, but it's like, I guess, sponsored by the YMCA. It's a theater out in Long Island. Probably fits, I think they say it fits like 400.
Okay.
Nice one, maybe 600.
Just you?
Nice theater. Yeah. 1 hour, one-man show I do about being a crackhead. I just wrote it last week. You should come see it.
I don't know if it was a fundraiser or something.
No, it's a theater show. They do it like, I think they do it once a quarter. Mm-hmm. It's me and I'm in the middle. It's whoever, I don't know who the guy who are hosting, me and then Andrew Kennedy.
Okay.
Yeah, so it should be a good show.
Nice.
And then Saturday I'm done. I don't think I have anything Saturday. Sunday we're going to do the haunted house thing.
The haunted house. So Monday we'll have haunted house stories.
Mike won't, because Monday Mike will be on a plane to Vegas.
Oh, you'll be on a plane to Vegas.
Yeah. I'm in Vegas all next week.
So we could always do it from your hotel room in Vegas, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll
either
do
Monday night or Tuesday.
Yeah, it's fine.
Monday might be just tiring from traveling all day.
Yeah.
So Tuesday probably.
So yeah, next week's podcast may not be out till Tuesday, people. You'll have to deal with it, but it's fine.
Yeah, you got almost 2 hours to listen to now. So.
Yeah, you have 2 hours to take 2 weeks to listen to.
If you made it to this far.
If you made it this far, I applaud you.
Yeah, if you did, I know you didn't, because a person who makes it this far on the podcast shares our podcast, comments on our podcast. You know what I mean? That's a person who makes it this far. And
right.
Nobody does that, so no one makes it this far.
None of you do. None of you can just fucking share the link. Not one of you. 100 and something downloads a week. And I'm not saying I don't appreciate you listening. Of course, I want you guys to be happy, but we're not good enough to tell your friends about yet. We haven't earned that.
No, I think we got to do. I think we got to start talking to these people at the beginning of the podcast, starting next week.
Yes.
Be like, we don't know if you're making it to the end, so we're going to give you some tips at the beginning.
Yeah. You know what I also want to do?
What?
While we're talking, I wanted to do like a promo video, like something maybe just me and you, either promo video or promo audio, us talking about the podcast, where they can find it, stuff like that, so we can put that out, like a 45 seconds to them. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Promo that we can share all week long. Here's our podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have to do it. Yeah, I think the best way around the algorithm is putting no graphics up, no links. We just make a video.
Yeah, that we can
people
upload
what to do,
YouTube video.
And then people will. Got to go to Facebook because they block YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So I've been posting my comedy clips on Facebook. I'm like, I put them on YouTube anyway, but I've been sharing them on Facebook. So I want people to see them.
Yep.
You know,
I know. Yeah.
But we'll figure it out, man. I bought some new equipment. I bought this new equipment because I had some money I wanted to spend, and I'm like looking forward to like upping the game of the studio.
Okay.
Because like I'd like to be able to play sounds live on the podcast. You know what I mean? Like say like if we're talking about some like a YouTube video or a song.
Yeah. Right.
So I want to start doing that. I want to start like making, where we, maybe a listener has some funny video.
Right.
He wants to talk about. Just do different things with the podcast.
Yeah.
So I bought this mixing board, this new mic. It didn't really work today for some reason on your end. You weren't hearing me, so we'll get that squared away. And but yeah, this week I have I'm actually back in Uncle Vinny's, but I'm featuring this week with Raymond the Amish comic. So so that's where I'll be.
Okay.
But I'm headlining there next month, so I'd prefer you to come see me headline. I mean, if you could only see me this month, yeah, sure, come see me. I'll do 20 minutes to it or whatever. But I prefer you to go to my website and come see me there next month when I headline. But if you can't, I'll be there. And then I don't know any other dates. Like I said, it's kind of light this fall, but there's shit up there. So go to joefernandez.net to see any of my dates. Go to MikeGaffneyLive.com. We appreciate you guys listening. Please rate the show on iTunes. Share it with your friends. Try and help us get some listeners. Thanks for listening. You've been listening to All in Our Heads.